Podcast Network Asia.
May bagong season sa buhay ni Gab. Matagal niya tong hinintay, but it didn't turn out as he expected. This is the 16th episode of the Major Podcast with Venus Raj. Guys, after a long wait, finally we are here. This is the second season of the Major Podcast with Venus Raj. And we are here at KMC Studios, Pasig City. And we are talking about new seasons. Actually, meron din akong gustong i-share sa inyo. But let's not dig deeper into the details. But I'm also in a new season of my life. We'll share the details in the coming episodes. But for now, let's read the story of Gab. Hey, Ate V. First of all, I hope you're doing well. Ako po si Gab, a pageant fan since 2010. And you are my favorite beauty queen of all time. Aw, thank you, Gab. I'm writing to share a major concern and I hope you could give me some advice. I used to work as a freelance social media and production manager. And it wasn't a reliable source of income. Hindi kasi araw-araw may kliyente o projects. But it gave me room for other thing I love to do, which is serving the Lord. I was part of the media team in our church in a full-time capacity. I waited for so long to have a full-time job. Siyempre, kailangan ko yon to sustain my needs. Eventually, my prayers were answered. I landed a job as a marketing officer. Nung una, exciting. Bagong trabaho, bagong season. I was looking forward to the new experience, but it got to a point where it became tiring. I was always anxious and stressed. Yung workload kasi, major din. Tuesday to Sunday ang pasok ko at halos araw-araw akong overtime at kulang sa tulog. Yung ibang pinapagawa sa akin, hindi pasok sa job description ko. I lost the joy in working at TV. It has become a never-ending cycle. Work, uwi, kain, tulog, repeat. Tatlo lang kami sa office kaya mas lalo akong nalulungkot. I lost time for myself and my family at hindi na rin ako nakakapag-church. Eventually, nag-resign ako. Ngayon, may bago na akong work. Did I do the right thing, Ate V? Tama ba na sumuko agad ako? Love you always, Gab. Gab, thank you for sharing your story. Alam mo, sure ako maraming makaka-relate sa kwento mo because, people struggle with work-life balance. At alam ko, hindi lang ikaw yung naka-experience nito or nakaka-experience nito. Kasi ang dami din sa atin na talagang nagtatanong ng ganitong tanong. Aalis na ba ako? Magsistay ba ako? Am I giving up too early? But it's already affecting my life. It's already affecting my mental health. It's already affecting my worship. So, alis ba ako? Tama ba to? Ramdam ko rin yung Gab, yung stress, that you're also anxious, that you're also emotional. But I hope that you're doing okay now. Whenever faced with challenging situation, isa sa mga bagay na natutunan ko, Gab, is to take a step back. Take a step back to cool off and unwind so that you'll be able to deal with the situation more calmly and rationally. Pag emotional tayo, alam mo, minsan hindi natin nakikita yung sitwasyon as it is or may mga blinders tayo and that hinders us from reacting properly to the situation. Sabi mo, Gab, you've left the job already. So, ngayon may bago ka ng work. Pero medyo nabitin lang ako ng konti dun sa kwento mo, Gab. I was thinking, okay na kaya siya? Okay kaya yung bago niyang trabaho? Mas okay kaya yung panibago niyang napuntahan? Kumusta kaya siya doon? Hopefully, we'll be able to hear from you maybe after this episode, Gab. Pero let's go back to the things that you have shared. I also want to take this opportunity to, through your story, to give an advice to people who may be unhappy with their jobs. What do you do when your workload goes beyond your original job description? Anong gagawin mo? Una, I think communication is very important. Schedule a meeting with your supervisor and then discuss your concerns. There's nothing wrong with being open and honest. But before you talk to your supervisor, make sure you have documented everything. Ano ba yung mga work na ginagawa mo na hindi naman napasok talaga doon sa job description mo? And then pwede mo siyang ilista. Pwede mong gawan ng, i-document mo siya, isulat mo, para once na kinausap mo yung boss mo, makikita niya na, oo nga, ito yung mga bagay na hindi naman na talaga to pasok doon sa job description niya, pero ginagawa niya pa rin. So, that's number 1. Number 2, seek clarification on your job description and expectations to make sure you are both aligned on your role and responsibilities. Don't forget to offer solutions. So, this will give your boss an idea na proactive ka, na you're not just complaining, na hindi mo lang sinasabi to kasi pagod ka na, or hindi mo lang sinasabi to kasi ayaw mo na sa trabaho, or naghahanap ka na ng ibang trabaho. Don't forget to offer solutions. Solutions like redistribution of task, or changes in prioritization, or timetables, or maybe hiring additional people. In fact, pag ginawa mo to, Gab, hindi na dun sa dati mong trabaho kasi wala ka na dun. But maybe this can be a reference for you in case that happens again in this current company that you're in. So pag ginawa mo yun, makikita ng boss mo na, okay to hindi siya nagrereklamo, actually nag-o-offer pa siya ng solusyon dun sa posibleng problema pala ng buong kumpanya. So in a way, parang naging asset ka pa ng company. If all else fails at hindi magbago yung sitwasyon, seeking another or other opportunities isn't wrong. If you're asking if tama ba yung decision mo to leave that job, all I can say is it wasn't wrong per se. Okay, Gab? But we have to remember, if leaving will always be our option, may impact din siya sa career natin, syempre. Because it will be reflected in our resume. So, ayaw naman natin na palaging ang nakasulat at nakikita sa resume natin, halos hindi tayo nagtatagal doon sa kumpanya na pinagtatrabahuhan natin. Sabi nga nila, Gab, a rolling stone gathers no moss. Anong ibig sabihin? Ibig sabihin, it also pays that we stay a bit long in a job. It helps you to gain momentum at mas makaka-develop ka ng skills and of course, your character also. It also shows stability sa career choices mo. Kapag kapalipat-lipat kasi tayo, magtataka yung employers natin pag nakita nila yon dun sa resume natin. So, the key thing here is, before accepting a job offer, ask as many clarifying questions as you can about your job description, the structure of the team, and also the culture of the company. Kasi, di ba, parang employers vet applicants. Applicants should vet their employers too. Check on the company reviews and forums, and then do your own research, and then maybe watch out for the red flags. Kasi another thing, Gab, that you mentioned in your letter is that dati nasa full-time ministry ka, ministry ka sa church. Maganda siya na situation kung nandun ka pa rin sa freelance work mo. Pero nung nagkaroon ka na ng regular job, mahihirapan ka talaga na gawin yung mga bagay na ginagawa mo dati sa church. We know that the Lord delights in our service to Him, pero siguro wag to the point na, hindi na tayo fruitful dahil pagod na tayo dun sa ginagawa natin. And Gab, I hope that now in your new job, mas may time ka na para sa sarili mo. Sana nakakapag-rest ka at sana nakakapag-serve ka pa rin kay Lord. Because I really believe na we shouldn't forsake our time. We shouldn't forsake our worship to the Lord. In fact, para sa akin, Gab, alam mo, pag magtatrabaho ko, alis ako ng bahay, on a regular basis, ang parang pinaka-fuel ko talaga sa araw na yon ay kung gaanong dinevote ko yung oras at yung time ko early in the morning to pray to the Lord. Kasi kung wala yon, I don't think meron akong strength for the rest of the day. For sure, of course, gumagana naman talaga tayo kahit papano. Pero iba yung alam ng heart mo at alam ng mind mo na yung ginagawa mo sa araw na yan ay talagang dinedevote mo sa Panginoon. So that really works for me. I hope that in this new job that you are in, you still have time to rest, you still have time for yourself, and hopefully you still have time to really worship the Lord and offer the things that you're doing, not only in the workplace, but also in your personal life to Him. So yeah, thank you, Gab, for sending this letter. We really appreciate it. And I hope those people who listen to this story of yours are also encouraged at sana may natutunan din sila. Here are 3 takeaways from today's episode. If you're faced with a new but challenging season, maybe you can learn from this. Number 1, embrace challenge and adaptability. Acknowledge that change is a part of life and often brings growth and learning opportunities. Embrace it with an open mind and a positive attitude. Be adaptable and flexible. The ability to adjust to new circumstances and be open to different approaches will help you navigate challenges more effectively. Number 2, seek support and guidance. Don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, or a support network. Sharing your challenges with others can provide emotional support and fresh perspectives. Seek guidance from mentors or experts who have experience in the area you're facing challenges. Their insights can be invaluable. Number 3, set realistic goals and self-care. Break down your challenges into smaller, manageable goals. This can make daunting tasks more achievable and can help you track your progress. Prioritize self-care, including maintaining a healthy work-life balance, and take care of your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. A well-nurtured self is better equipped to face challenges. And before we go, I want to share to you guys my trip in CCF Binangonan. I went there to speak to women about overcoming insecurities. Let's watch this. And that's it for the first episode of our second season. Thank you so much for all your support. And we would like to thank our major sponsor, MX3. Muli ako po si Ate V, always here to listen and to think things through with you. Till the next episode of the Major Podcast with Venus Raj.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.